What's going on, everybody? It's your man Lucky. I'm back again with another one. Want to throw something together real quick, right? So, first of all, shout out to all my singles out there, all my couples, all my singles. Everybody out there that's going through tough times in your relationships, but you're still trying to hold it together. You're still trying to put it together, figure it out, and work it out. Shout out to y'all. I know what it's like. It's rough. It got its ups and its downs and hots and its colds. I get it. But if you made that commitment, you got to stick with it. Stick with it, okay? Just stick with it. Trust me, it's going to be some good times when you get on the other side of that thing, all right? Just hold out till you get to the other side. That's all you got to do. Do not give up. Just hold out. Stick with it. Get through that storm. Get over to the other side, all right? All right, so check this out, right? One of the things I want to talk about, this is one of the needs for a relationship to grow, to prosper, to be successful. It's communication, okay? But let me be clear, because communication is broad, right? So communication is just simply maybe having a conversation, understanding what the conversation was about, expressing how you feel about it. Communication is just that back and forth understanding between, the two partners. But let me be clear, or let me break it down a notch, okay? There doesn't just have to be communication. It needs to be positive communication. There needs to be good communication, okay? Because understand, communication can also be negative, okay? When two people are yelling and screaming and arguing with one another, it's still communication, right? They're still communicating with one another. It's not good communication. It's negative communication. It's horrible communication, but it's still communication, okay? So we just got to break it down. That's what I'm trying to do, break it down a notch and break down what type of communication is needed, okay? Good communication is needed between both partners, okay? Between a girlfriend and a boyfriend, a husband and a wife, whatever it is. Good communication is needed. Now, once the two of you can communicate well and understand one another, after communication, you need to take action, okay? But we're not going to get into the taking action part right now. Because, just basically, what's the point of communicating how you feel, or he's communicating how he feels, she's communicating how she feels, and nothing's being done about it, right? So, communication without taking action, but it is what it is. But I'm really here to talk about communication, right? Good communication, okay? And that's difficult. That can be very difficult, especially depending on where you are in your relationship, right? So if you're at a point in your relationship where you guys are struggling, you guys are having hard times, and y'all bump heads a lot, not seeing eye to eye, typically I have some frustrations built up, right? A little anger, a little resentment, just a little bit of everything. So now what happens is, when it comes time for communication, that communication might not come across well because of the other things that you have built up inside, okay? The other emotional things that you have built up inside. See, those things come out when you least expect it. You understand what I'm saying? You can be mad about something that happened a week ago, 2 weeks ago, a year ago, right? You can be upset about something that happened a year ago. And now you're having a conversation about something totally different. And you'll just bring up what happened a year ago. You know what I mean? This particular situation might be, that's something that happened, you know what I'm saying, a year ago. You bring up what happened a year ago. It doesn't have anything to do with what happened just now. It doesn't have anything to do with what you're communicating about, but you bring it up. And what happens when you bring it up, it makes you mad. See, it's already been in your mind. It's been festering. But now it makes you mad. So now during this communication, you have anger in you, and you're letting that anger out. Now see, that's not good communication. It's communication, but it's not good communication. What I'm trying to do is stress communication. I'm trying to stress good, positive communication. And I know it's hard when you, like I said, in your relationship, you got things built up, a lot of anger, a lot of, I don't know, whatever issues that you have, a lot of emotional issues, a lot of just whatever it may be, a lot of resentment. You know what I'm saying? Things of that nature. So you have to be careful when you communicate and make sure that all your communication is positive. Now, I just want to throw a suggestion out there. I'm not really nobody, but I would suggest that you set aside time to communicate, right? Set aside time. Hey, whether it be just a particular day that, both of you have free, don't have anything on your schedule, and do it weekly to just talk. You understand what I'm saying? To just talk. And when you talk about, whatever happened throughout the week that may or may that may have been an issue. I'll just put it like that. Whatever may have been an issue, right? You have to set aside time to get that stuff out. Because you have to get it out. When something bothers you, when you're upset about something, you can't hold it in. And see, that's what men do. Men hold all that stuff in. And then men just, they just be angry. I'm sorry, I hate to say it, but men haven't been really conditioned to like really communicate like that. So men tend to keep it inside. Women will just let it out. They'll typically just let it out. They'll just typically let out how they feel, But then men don't comprehend it that well because we're not emotional. And so when a woman is expressing her feelings, we hear you, but we don't really get it because we don't have that emotional part of us activated where it's like, oh, I can feel what you. You know what I'm saying? Like ladies, when y'all talk to your friends, man, y'all just say, and everybody's on the same page. Oh my God, like y'all can feel it because y'all are in touch with your feelings and with your emotions. But men typically really aren't, and so, we hear you talking, but it doesn't hit us. It just doesn't hit us as hard as I guess it would like when you talk to your friends or somebody who's just emotional, or who knows how to process their emotions. I'll put it like that. Men are emotional, but they just process their emotions differently. I'll put it like that. Yeah. I'll put it like that. We just process different. For the most part, we don't process. That's how we process. We just throw it back there somewhere. We just throw it back there and worry about it later. And then when we try to communicate, we get it's to the point where like we're angry, we're upset, and now we're just like, you know what I'm saying, like the Incredible Hulk, we just coming at you like, and then you're like, oh my goodness, what did I say? What did I do? You know what I'm saying? That because we've been holding all that stuff in and we let it out. So good communication is needed in a relationship, guys. If you're having problems communicating, and that's typically, one of the main things when it comes to relationships and struggles in relationships and misunderstandings in relationships and things like that, things of that nature, it's typically, man, just bad communication. It's bad communication. We just have to communicate better. We have to communicate better. Men, we got to communicate better. And I get it. I get it, guys. I fully get it. I fully understand. We just got to try to find that fine line of, to where we can speak to our wives and our girlfriends and just in a way that they can understand what it is we're trying to say. I fully get it, man. Sometimes you say something and they interpret it totally different. And, they're like, you said, blah, blah, blah. And then, you're looking at them like, that is not what I said. None of those words came out of my mouth. Not one of them. Where if where what you really said was this, but that means this, and they'll just go all around the world and just trying to find a way to make what you said into, I don't know, they just turn it into just something totally different. And it's just like, nah, like, so there's a disconnect. There is a disconnect when it comes to communicating between men and women. But we have to find that middle ground. Just have to find that middle ground, because I'm telling you, bad communication creates a whole lot more problems, a whole lot more issues. And we don't want that, okay? So good communication, guys. Good communication is what you need. If y'all are having problems communicating, please, you need to reach out to somebody somewhere to help you understand how to speak to your spouse. That's just what it is. I know what I'm saying. I know exactly what I'm saying. But it might not come out, or my spouse might not interpret it the way I want. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like speaking two different languages. It's like two different languages. I'm talking one language, she's talking another language. You know what I'm saying? And then you know what I'm saying? We don't really understand the language. We understand little words here and there or whatever, but we're not having a full understanding. So now when we try to interpret what the person said, that's not it. You understand what I'm saying? Because different words mean different things, like to men and women. Men are logical, women are emotional. Women are gonna squeeze every bit of emotion out of what that man said, even though what that man said is not what she's interpreting it as. That's just, you know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. And then I just feel like, as a man, women, when they talk, they go all around the world. Sometimes just get straight to the point. Like, what are you saying? And they'll just say something, you know what I mean? Like, I don't even know. They'll just say something. Like, yeah, I'm going out today. I'm going to a family function. And then you'll be like, oh, okay, well, you have a good time. You enjoy yourself. And then they just come back with, oh, so you gonna get up and wash the car? And you're like, huh? You said you're going to a family function. Yeah, but how am I gonna go to a family function with my car dirty? Why didn't you just ask me to wash the car, or to take the car to get it washed? Or just say, I'm going to a family function and I don't want to pull up with my car dirty. Can you wash it? Or like, why don't you just say what you mean? But I think men are just very, very direct when they speak, and that's a little harsh to women. And then women are just very indirect with what they're saying, and they trying to leave it up to us to figure it out, you know? But good communication is what you need. If you're having problems communicating, man, you got to find a way to you got to find a way. Got to find a way, y'all. I don't know what to tell you, but you have to find a way, because communication is key. Communication is key. Look, I'm probably going to do another video on this, how, get a little more detail into it, but I just want to say that communication is key. You need to be on the same page when it comes to communicating. You need to be. That's all I can say. You need to be. So get on the same page. Whatever it takes to get on that same page, okay? All right. Y'all be good.